Okay, so welcome to Squier Stratocaster number 2, and you can see here this is a fairly clean standard, actually it's a Squier Bullet Strat. It's got the Squier logo on the back of the neck bolt, a few little scratches here and there. And it's already got some tape on, ready to do something with the frets, which I'm going to do. But what makes this one different is that it came ready loaded with a different set of pickups. In fact, it's a whole scratch plate preloaded with Wilkinson pickups, and I'm discovering that Wilkinson is a really good brand. And I don't know much about the guy, but he makes a whole set of really good pickups. But he also makes some in league with John Hornby Skews, the people who make the Encore guitar range. Trev Wilkinson also made the vintage range, or has played a part in designing the vintage range along with his pickups. And they've made some fantastic guitars, one of which I've got here, for very little money. So I'm on the lookout for those because they're really good. And if you see a vintage guitar, take a look at them because they are more than worth their weight in money. So this is a black Squier Bullet Strat with Trev Wilkinson single coil pickups in there. Haven't really done a back-to-back test with another Strat to see how much different it sounds. I just trust that it does because I think Wilkinson's brand name is pretty good. On this Squier, you can also see it's got the very sort of cheapest kinds of machine heads at the end of it, but they seem to be doing the business pretty well. And it's interesting that this guitar, straight out the box this morning, played really well, confidence inspiringly well. The action was great, the intonation was pretty good. But there are some high fret problems, which we're just going to take care of those in this video, but also do the frets and give it a little clean up and get ready to put it out there for somebody who needs a really well set up guitar. So guitar number 2, I'll carry on doing the getting ready to do the fret leveling. I don't know how much you can see the way the camera is set up, but masking tape is the way to go for taking care of your fingerboard. And I've got a masking tape already cut to little lengths to make the job a lot easier. It's a bit messy, this job, as well, so be prepared that your work surface is going to get covered in black dust, and the black dust usually comes off when you're sanding the frets, once you've done the fret leveling job. So if I sound pleased about the way this guitar played, it's by contrast to the number 1 guitar, which I did an earlier video for, which played like a pig, and made me realise why the girl who sold it wanted to get rid of it, because it was just awful and it wouldn't intonate properly. And it's one of those things that's very, very difficult to put your finger on it, even if you've been playing a long time or you've got some experience. All I know, and I'm not sure if the previous owner would even know this, but I certainly could tell, it just sounded awful. And you'd pick it up, you'd tune the guitar to a proper tuner, and then you'd grab a handful of open chords like a D or a G or something, and it would just suddenly sound horrible, unplayable, even though you'd got it perfectly in tune with the tuner. So what use is a guitar that you can tune up with a tuner, but you can't play anything on? And I was kind of ready to just flog it on and give up on it, but actually worked out what it was earlier on, so I'm very pleased, although it's going to take a little bit of work. And what was the problem? Well, it was the nut. I don't know exactly what's wrong with the nut, but I do know that the nut is making it fail to intonate, so I'm going to get rid of that nut and replace it with another one, which I'm pretty certain will solve the problem straight away. That's going to cost me another 10 quid somewhere down the line. and a few days of waiting around for it to arrive. And it's amazing to think that a guitar came out of the factory with a nut that was so obviously crap, but also amazing that it made such a difference. My partner Claire is going off on the shopping run. I'll see you later. Good luck. And check the car for deadly black false widow spiders, will you? We just took down. Oh god, yeah, that's the truth actually. When we put all that stuff in to take it to the tip, we're going to have to watch out we don't transplant some deadly spiders. Just taken down our old shed in the garden, and to our surprise it's full of false widow spiders, the ones that were in the news just recently. We haven't been bitten by it or anything, but they're pretty astonishingly scary. I'm not too bothered by spiders myself, but some people are, including my son. My 21-year-old, oh god, I can't remember, 20 and a half year old son. He screams when he sees a spider. Okay, so Strat number 2, taped up for fret treatment, and even though this played really well straight out of the box, it did have some high frets. So rather than go after each fret individually and marking them all up, I'm gonna take a little bit off all of them and just do them all in one go, because they look fairly good condition frets, so there's plenty of metal on them. And this just saves me doing it. I can do it by marking each one up where it's slightly high, but I'm going to do the sort of brute force approach, which means to do all of them at one go. Now I don't know how much you can see here. I'll kind of leave the camera where it is. When we do fret checking, first one we use is the fret rocker. It's a really smart piece of kit. You don't have to buy one of these, you can use a credit card. And I saw a guy online, a chap called Chinese Guitar Skeptic, and he has a video. Oh, there goes my phone. Let me just make sure that's nothing important. I'll promise I'll edit this out in a minute. I'll take my microphone with me. What? The phone's going as well. I don't want to answer it. It's the battery.
I think so.
How do you know?
Because it's just turning over and the battery light's on.
Fuck.